Question. If I have been at my dream building for more than 5 years and I haven't scaled my business yet, should I give up? Did I miss out on scaling my business? If I haven't, what steps do I take to scale? Any resources are helpful. Thank you. Well, that's a good question. Let me take a step back. Knowing when to quit and do something else is important. So I always say never, ever, ever give up. Never, ever give up. With the caveat, if I keep banging my head against the wall over and over and over again, and I'm prone to this, thick skulls, entrepreneurs have thick skulls. It's a fact. You can hear it. What that means is I've got to change my direction. And so if after 5 years, you have not achieved what you imagined in your brain and what you were trying to work towards and weren't making those milestones as you went and were going forward, then you have to evaluate the milestones. So you have to be creating clear and concise milestones you want to achieve. And then if you're not achieving those, and let's say you're evaluating them every month to 3 months, for sure, every 3 months, I might go into a monthly review of goals and targets. Then you have to start understanding how you have to adjust and modify your business or your endeavor to make it more successful, to make it work. At some point, you may need to change direction. You may need to go a completely different way. That's called a pivot. That's different than evolving and modifying your business model as you go based upon what you're learning and adapting as you go. A pivot is completely, if you're going this way and all of a sudden you're going this way. So that's a pivot, completely different direction. What I would be doing with your business right now, if it's not achieving the goals that you've set for yourself and the dreams you put out into the universe, I would be looking at what you can do to leverage your greatest asset, your most valuable component of your business, and then try reworking that. Go in a different direction. Where do you have the customer? Where do you have the greatest customer base? Where are your customers excited? Where are you getting the most traction? 5 years is a long time. I know that some corporations and some businesses that put tons of money into R&D, and the most successful ones have a 7-year window. So if it's a technology-based innovation, you could be looking at a 7-year window before an adoption. What I would say is this: right now, it appears to me where 10 to 15 years of advancement has happened in a month. So with COVID-19, it appears to me 10 years of kind of technology evolution or people's adoption of technology has moved forward in a month. So 10 years in a month, 10 to 15 years, maybe more. So right now is a time that we don't know much. Like, we don't know what's really happening. I love it when these people say, I'm 30 years in the finance industry. I've got a total great sense of what's happening right now. No one has an idea. Anybody who claims there's an expert, they don't know what they're talking about because no one's an expert right now. And you're going to want to look for what are the greatest opportunities for you to move in a direction that helps grow your revenue. Particularly if you've been in this 5 years, you have some sense of your business and you have some sense of customers. Have you introduced referral programs? What are you doing online? Have you created a network, distribution channels that allow you to maximize partners who are selling for your products for you or your services? There's so many ways to go. I think what's important, though, and what people have a hard time understanding, and this is true because we get attached. I'm always training business builders to not be too attached to their business. Don't have your identity wrapped up in your business. If your identity is wrapped up in your business, it becomes very hard to separate your own emotional decisions that are yours and your business. And you start making decisions that are not the best because they're driven by your own self-interest, not what's best for growing the business. Can't emphasize this enough. So understanding when you've reached a point where you've gone as far as you can and taken it to a complete conclusion, or you identify a new direction to go, is critical. But I can't advise you fully right now because I don't have enough information. Maybe what we can do is try to get you on the show and find out more about what you're doing, because this is a really important question for people. Too many businesses stick at the same business too long when it's not working, when it's floundering, and they never are getting the traction necessary to move to the next level. This doesn't mean you have to scale a multi-billion-dollar business. You can scale something that creates a very nice lifestyle as well. But I do find that many people continue to move forward, investing money and time into something that clearly, at least from my perspective, in my experience, is not going to work unless there's some dramatic shift. So understanding that and being able to listen to that and detaching yourself from your business or whatever the endeavor is to be able to make the best decision, which could be walking away. Particularly if you're getting yourself further and further in a hole, and that hole is going to be harder and harder to dig out of, it's better to cut your losses and then move into something else. So I'm not saying, again, I never, ever, ever give up, with the caveat, if it's not working and you're banging your head against the wall, find another route to go, because it's not going to get easier. And entrepreneurs can be thick-skulled and difficult to get them off of their blinders and goal that they have in front of them. Open up your perspective, see more of what's out there, and find out how to plug that in to help you go faster. I hope that was helpful. That was a really good question and a difficult one as well.